Mountaineering for me started when I was a young kid. I was about 8 years old. My dad took me climbing when I was a kid and sparked my interest, and so that is what started for me. The Mountaineering Club is a community of climbers, hikers, mountaineers who get together on the weekends and we go take trips. We do everything from technical, rock, ice, mixed, alpine routes, hiking, simple 14ers, everything to get you up and down a mountain in the great outdoors.
I like the mental challenge of rock climbing. It's like a puzzle. You're working your way up a wall that you've just seen. You don't really know what's coming, and so you're working through a physical and a mental challenge all at once. I don't know, I feel like there's not a whole lot of things that do that, especially with a lot of the people that come into the club not knowing how to climb. It's a huge confidence building thing. I mean, you look at something, you're like, there's no way I could ever do that. You see people climbing around on just a vertical cliff or walking along a knife edge ridge up on a 14er. You'd look at a picture of that and say, there's no way I could do that. But you challenge yourself, you get past that, and I mean, the feeling once you've done that is awesome. I feel like just having that confidence to just take a challenge you thought you could never surpass and overcome that is a great trait to have as an officer.
People are always pushing the limits of alpine climbing. And really the mantra of alpine climbers is light, fast, and high. Because we like to do single pushes, long pushes, on difficult climbing, on committing faces, on difficult routes. And it all culminates high risk, high reward style of climbing where you're really pushing hard, going light, going fast, and going high.
Yeah, I want to go diagonal up those staircases, basically in between those two trees.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a really pure style of climbing. It doesn't require a lot of support equipment. It's really you, your partners, your gear, and the mountain that you're climbing on difficult lines without a lot of support. We love that approach. One, it's easy with the resources we have, with the people we have, and two, it's very pure and it's very fun.
People always think it's rough being outside because Mother Nature is unpredictable or unfair, but I think it's more about your skill, and if you can do it, then the mountain will always be there. I love mountaineering because I love being outside, first of all. I like to let the inner hippie and the inner environmentalist outside. I love climbing because it's a challenge. It's always an adventure. I got into search and rescue a couple years ago, and I had some good friends at home that did it. And I guess my favorite part about it was that it was always about someone else. You were using all the skills that you learned. You were always outside, but you were doing something so much bigger. Someone always needed you, and it was good to be able to have a community where that's all we were focused on was giving someone else a second shot at life.
I love mountaineering because when you're up there at altitude and you're covered in snow and it's negative 40 degrees and you're freezing with your buddies, drinking cider from a pot that you lugged all the way up there, it reminds you how fragile life is. You come back down to sea level, come back down to the academy, you have running water, you have all this stuff, and it brings you closer to something bigger than us. To quote a mountaineer, much wiser and much more experienced than myself, summiting is optional, and getting down is mandatory. So we are here to enjoy and to give back to nature. We take experiences from nature, we take stories, and we take fun. Everyone in the club enjoys the club. That's why they do it. It's to make each other better and to push each other to do stuff that we never thought was possible.
Watch out!
That is typical right there. Thank you very much. I'll be around all week. It happens at least once a trip. I don't know why.